Brunson.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the BTB Show. Today, I got Jay, Omar, and Earl here. We're going to be talking about one team. Each of us are going to pick one team that we're a little worried about going into the NBA playoffs. I know still a little ways away. Most teams have between 20 and 25 games left in the regular season, but the playoff picture is starting to become a little more clear. So we're each going to pick a team. Going to start off with Mr. Omar. Who's one squad that you're a little worried about that's currently looking good to be in the playoffs, but might have a little trouble once they get there?
I'm worried about the Miami Heat, man. And if I'm a Miami fan, I'm pretty worried about the actual direction of this team. I'm not sure if you can win a championship with their duo and Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero. I'm not sure how much that's actually going to do for you. Bam Adebayo is a great player. To be honest, it's really no shot on Bam Adebayo. But to be honest, if you're really looking at shit, he's a number two. He's not a number one. He's a guy. He played basketball. He's a very good player. But he's not number one on a championship squad. You can't really rely on that. I know the Miami Heat have this reputation of, oh, we bring guys even from the G League and they become good. They become rotation guys, this, that, and the third. And shout out Pelle Larson. Shout out guys like these guys that they actually have
I
starting
was
now.
thinking Pele Larson.
I'm sorry?
I was thinking Pele
I was
Larson.
thinking Pelle Larson because he's great. He's been pretty good.
He's been
But
hey, last couple games. He's hooping.
he's hooping. But that only goes to say it's it was really surprising how they made no moves during the deadline. You would think with a team like the Miami Heat, by the way, who have never tanked, would at least maybe consider it because they're in really no position to not tank. And I would just find it to be pretty upsetting, especially with this legendary draft coming in. There's no reason for you to be competitive in the Eastern Conference right now. And I understand Pat Riley's got his reputation, but are you gonna do what's right for your team? Come on. So I'm worried about the Miami Heat. If I'm Miami Heat fans, I'm worried about the Miami Heat.
I'll go up after Omar. My team to worry about going into the playoffs is the Denver Nuggets, man. I've watched this team ever since Nikola Jokic has come back, and there's just been no level of consistency with this basketball team. Nikola Jokic, in my opinion, is the best player in the NBA. I know it's arguable. It could be Giannis, could be Shea, could be this guy, because I know Jokic don't play defense or whatever the case may be. But when it comes to offense, Jokic is the best offensive player that we've had in a long time. So that's how I feel about that. And I feel like this team has just not been as good as they should be. I mean, even with him being back, do you guys know the last time the Nuggets have won a game versus a 500 team? Today is what, February 23rd?
I'm gonna say the last week in
A month.
January.
So the last win that the Nuggets have had against the 500 team was January 7th against the Boston Celtics, and that was without Nikola Jokic.
Man,
They do not beat
Wow.
they do not beat anybody over 500. Their defense is
They're
terrible.
merchants.
They are currently 23rd in defensive rating in the NBA, but they are the number 1 rated offensive rating in the NBA, and they're at a historic pace to break the offensive rating record, but they slowed down a little bit. And here is the key reason why I'm worried about this team. Aaron Gordon does not play. Peyton Watson is still out, and Cam Johnson has not found his footing with this team yet. Still, like it's about to be the last 20 games of the season, and Cam Johnson just looks like a shell of himself. Like, this was a guy who we talked about on this podcast, who I said the Denver Nuggets fleeced, and it's looking like the complete opposite. Like, Michael Porter is averaging 23 on the Nets, and Cam Johnson is not even averaging 5 3-point attempts. Like, he's not shooting the ball. Aaron Gordon, who's supposed to be their best Swiss Army knife defender on this team, does not play. He's had this nagging hamstring injury dating back to last playoff season. That is why they lost that series against the Thunder last year, because Aaron Gordon was out. Peyton Watson has a hamstring injury as well. He had a huge emergence this season. He was looking like a dark horse, sneaky guy for most improved player of the season, is now out. So if they're not getting consistency on defense from their two best defenders, I don't know what they do, because Cam Johnson's not the defender he used to be. I really like Christian Brown, but he's only 6'4", 6'5".
Yep.
He's not guarding anybody big. Jokic doesn't play defense. Jamal Murray's an offensive guy. They don't play any defense, and defense wins championships. And the Denver Nuggets are just not doing that right now. And I am very worried about this team. But yeah, that's all I have on Denver Nuggets. That is my team I'm worried about going into the playoffs.
I guess it's my turn now. I think I'm going to continue on the no defensive trend, and I'm also going to stand right in the Western Conference. I'm going with my team, the Lakers. I think we are the worst defensive team in the NBA. After watching us play versus the Celtics, I think the defense is a complete joke. Even the offense in general, the sets we were running, we were just literally throwing turnovers to Jaylen Brown. Like it looked like little to no effort. I literally there was a play where I watched Austin Reeves look straight at LeBron James and like look at him right here and just throw the ball just like that. And Jaylen Brown just takes it like easily, like high school basketball level IQ. And I watched that like 4 times. So watching that and consistently, I think shooting is a problem for us. That's something we just consistently haven't been good at. One game we shoot lights out. Historic quarter for the Lakers. I knew that was fake. We almost lost to the Clippers, by the way, even when Kawhi Leonard went out. We had the best shooting quarter since 2015. Yeah, cooked. Anytime you see best something like that, you know you're about to experience the crazy amount of drought the next 5 to 7 games. And LeBron James, hey, look, bro, I'm sorry. The last couple games have been horrendous. I think he's shooting like 21% from 3. It's his worst shooting stretch of his career. I seen the stat on X. It's been absolutely horrible. The turnovers have been bad as well. I don't know if he's tired. I don't know if it's a lingering injury, but it just looks bad. It looks like we're just throwing stuff out there. And I don't know, man. I think like Bron said in interviews, like you'll see flashes of the team's potential, and then you see the floor, and it's just not a championship level team. So I know I'm the most optimistic Lakers fan probably that you guys hear. I hardly say anything bad about the Lakers, but going into this offseason, when you see powerhouses like the Spurs and you see the Nuggets, who even though their defense isn't great, their offense is so amazing, it's really hard to measure up like that and expect to win a series. Even last year versus the Timberwolves, we looked horrible. I know that was year 1 with Luka, but defense was bad. Austin Reeves wasn't there. And to that point, I don't even think Austin Reeves is 100% back in this group since that injury. So a lot of lingering things with the Lakers. Obviously, we're going to make the playoffs. We're going to have pretty decent seeding, but I just don't see a vision right now on how far we can go if we even make it past the first round.
That's a good, honest take. I like it.
I think for my pick, by the way, apologies if you hear noise going on in the background. They're clearing snow. But for my team that I'm a little worried about, I'm going to go with a squad that a lot of people have been high on lately. I'm going to say the Cavaliers, man. I know they've been playing really well since the Harden trade. I believe they're 5-1 with James Harden. They just lost their first game the other day with him. But I just don't know that the hype that they're getting right now, as they're all of a sudden they went from like people saying that they need to rebuild, that they're not even going to win a playoff series, and now there's people talking about them winning the East. I don't know if I fully trust them. I mean, going back a few years to when Cleveland, this core first got in the playoffs, they got first rounded by the Knicks. That's the iconic, Jared Allen, the lights were too bright series. Okay,
The lights were too bright.
The next year, they're able to win their first round matchup against the Magic. Did take them 7 games, but okay, they got there. Lost Donovan Mitchell, get beat by the Celtics, the eventual champions in the second round. Okay, I can understand that. Last year, take another step, become the 1 seed, handle business in the first round against Miami. Then you go out against the Pacers. Again, eventual NBA Finals team. I understand that they're running up against good teams in these playoff runs, but another kind of disappointing / early exit. And for the first 3 to 4 months of this season, we were looking at Cleveland as a team that was probably going to finish somewhere in the 6, 7, 8 range in the Eastern Conference. We were not looking at them in the same conversation as the Knicks and the Celtics and the Pistons. Even the Raptors for a lot of the season, I think people would say that the Raptors were a better team than the Cavs. And I just don't know that the James Harden trade is enough for me to, all of a sudden have this change of opinion and say, like, yes, they are the favorites or one of the top favorites in the East. Because I think back to when James Harden went from, oh gosh, which team was he even on? I think it was Philly. When he went from Philly, I believe, to the Clippers a couple of years ago. And me, Earl, and Omar went on this show and talked about how the Clippers looked like contenders right away because Harden went to the Clippers and they started winning a lot of games. And we were saying, could this team make a finals run? Could this team make a conference finals run? Like, they looked really good. Now, obviously, looking back, we know that those things did not happen. The Clippers looked very good after the Harden trade, did not have that same level of success in the postseason. So combining that with the fact that Cleveland is already a team in this core of Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, is a team that has underperformed in the last few playoffs that they've been in. I think that's fair to say. I understand they've been dealing with injuries, but sometimes you got to just take things at face value. I don't know that this combination is going to yield as much postseason success as people think it will. Maybe I'll be proven wrong. Maybe when the Cavs are in the NBA Finals, we can go back and react to this video, but it's too early for me to say that I trust them because I feel like I've been down that road both with Cleveland and James Harden before. So the pairing of them in my mind is not a guaranteed success story.
Valid.
Valid.
All right, well, let us know in the comment section below which one of our takes you agree most with. Is there a fifth team that none of us hit on that you are personally worried about going into the NBA playoffs? Let us know who that team is and tell us why. As always, keep an eye out. We'll have some more short-form content coming out here on YouTube as well as hopefully on TikTok. I appreciate everyone for tuning into this video. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. BTB Show signing off.
Peace.